It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we'll get to see a pair of teams who fought multiple times in the Super Bowl. It's the Miami Dolphins and the Washington Commanders, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 25.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the outskirts of the nation's capital. It's Northwest Stadium in Landover, the home of the Commanders. Good to be with you. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here in the booth. Greg, we got a couple of teams who love to throw the football, and you know how guys say, hey, we're not going against the other offense. We're going against the other team's defense. Greg, these star wide receivers, you know they're watching what the other guy does on the field here today.
Oh, in their minds, there's no question. They are competing against one another, and I think that's what makes this league so fun is when these guys, they know each other, they study each other, they work together in the off seasons. A lot of times they're friends, but come game day, there is no question. At the end of this one, yes, they want their teams to win, but when they put their two box scores up next to each other, there's going to be some bragging rights come this offseason.
Here's Matt Gay ready to get this one started. And off we go from Northwest Stadium. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Hill brought in motion. The lefty right to the air to start. This one complete to Hill. And he's going to be hit and drop behind the line. Great push upfield defensively. What a way to start this one.
Man, what a big-time play here by the corner. It feels like he knew that play was coming before the ball was even snapped. You can see he sticks his foot in the ground and bursts. He ends that play before it even has a chance to get started.
Opening carry of the game for the speedster, Devon Achane. And he's going to be marked down up around the 33.
This is how you draw up your opening possession when you're on the road. The longer the drive goes, the quieter the crowd gets. Continue to mix in that run game. Let's see if they can finish off by putting this ball in the end zone.
They'll motion the tight end, Smith. That's taken in by Achane. A very nice open field tackle there. He could not get free and gains nothing.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
And he's not going to be able to get away. Very good coverage on the perimeter. It goes down as a loss of yards. Third and long. A shotgun snap for Tua. He's going to air this one out, looking for Hill.
It seemed there was a bit of a busted coverage in the secondary, and I think that's what led that receiver to be so wide open, and that's a ball that just needs to be put on him. It doesn't have to be a perfect throw. It doesn't have to be thrown on the money. Just make it catchable and take advantage of that opportunity.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Washington offense going to make their way to the field for the first time. They are led by the former Heisman Trophy winner out of LSU, Jaden Daniels.
And even though he's just a rookie, Mike, I think it's safe to say Jaden Daniels, he is one of the most dynamic athletes that we have in the entire NFL at the quarterback position. And on top of that, he's not a one-dimensional player. Yes, he's going to make splash plays with his feet, and he's going to make some highlight reel plays. But he is a quarterback. He can make every throw. He's got great arm talent. If he can continue to find the balance between those two aspects, he's got a chance not to have just success today. He has a chance to have success for a long time in this league.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go. On play action, Daniels. That one is brought in by Terry McLaurin.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
On 1st down, Daniels. A dive and a catch. Incredible. 13 yards on that pass play. Good for a Commander's 1st down.
So, Mike, you look back at the quarterback and you see that this ball is coming out of his hand and it's going to be low. And the decision's made. You've got to go down to the ground to secure the catch. First order of business. Your hands are between the ground and the ball, no matter what that looks like. And then once you secure it, you've got to roll, protect the ball, and under no circumstances can that ball move or hit the ground. I mean, how often do we see a great catch overturned on replay? So it's not easy, but you get paid to catch them all.
Here's 1st and 10. First carry of the game for Brian Robinson. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Defensive coaches preach every day, Mike, swarm to the ball. Get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible. And this is a great reason why. The ball carrier is able to make the first guy miss, but it was the pursuit from the rest of the defense that's able to get him down and keep him to no gain.
Throwing on 2nd down, Daniels. He'll find his receiver, Chris Moore. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield. Well, we have an early decision here, Mike. How aggressive does this coach want to be on this 4th down try? I think you got to keep your offense out there. You have a prime opportunity to take the fight to them, extend this drive, and hopefully be able to come away with points.
The field goal unit on the sideline. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. They'll go for it and run option right. It's a gain of 10 as they get the conversion on 4th down.
Wow, this is the advantage to having a really effective passing game, Mike, as the defense now tries to adjust to stopping you through the air. It's a lot easier to mix it up and run the ball. There's a lot less defenders in there trying to stop you.
To throw is Daniels. He pulls it in around the 5. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front, and he's in. Brian Robinson, touchdown Commanders. Matt Gay on for the extra point. He's got it. And the Commanders will take a 7-0 lead. So, after the touchdown, here's Gabe to kick this one away. On the return, Malik Washington. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Dolphins offense ready to possess the football for the second time. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. He'll manage only a couple. The veteran Bobby Wagner in there on the stop. Look him up on a 2nd down and 8. In motion, it's Waddle. Fake the handoff. Now, Tua. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
So after picking up some positive yardage on 1st down, they end up going backwards on 2nd. That sack now brings up 3rd and long, and what most of the time is a very pass-happy situation makes them very one-dimensional.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Now some movement up front. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time here today. The task now, a really tough one. 3rd and very long. In motion, it's Waddle. 3rd and long. Here's Tua. That's caught on the right side by Waddle. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the 1st down.
That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Commanders' offense ready to take over for their 2nd possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive, so try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. And he's got it to the 35-yard line.
This is already a little better than the first time they had the ball, Mike. Remember, opening possession, 3 and out. Showing some signs of life here now. Nice pickup there by the back to pick up the 1st down.
Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for 1st and 10. On the zone read, here's Daniels. And he'll get about 5.
Good decision by the quarterback. In this situation, all you're looking to do is have a positive play. He decides to pull it, and that's exactly what he's able to do.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. That's complete. Some more on the right side. A nice throw by the rookie from LSU. And he's got his team a 1st down.
This is a great example, Mike, of just how effective it is when you're efficient on early downs throwing the ball. I mean, when you can pick up 1st downs without getting to 3rd down, as the game unfolds, things just get easier and easier. Take what the defense is giving you. Don't force the ball downfield. But when you can stay ahead of the chains without having to get to 3rd and have it plays, that's when an offense is really firing.
Terry McLaurin, the intended target on that one. And it'll be 2nd down.
When you air it out like that on these big shots downfield, they're not always high percentage plays. It takes a lot of things to line up timing-wise, location of the field, accuracy of the throw to result in those big plays. But I think they've got to continue to search for those and try to generate a little bit of a spark.
And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
That's complete. John Bates, the tight end. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Here's Robinson. He'll work forward, a short gain to the 25. Play is made on defense by Jordan Brooks. Here's a 2nd and 12. They'll throw with Daniels. That one secured by the tight end Bates. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
He's got the veteran Zach Ertz. And he's going to have the first down. They convert on 3rd, and it sets up a 1st and goal.
When you decide to throw the ball on 3rd and 1, typically, Mike, what you're doing is you start from the top down. If you have the big shot downfield, take it. If not, the quarterback works through his progression, finds the medium target, picks up a first down.
He finds the veteran Ertz. So we'll get a 2nd and goal when we return. 7-0 is our score. It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back after this. They'll try it again from the 2. 2nd and goal. Here's the option, running right. And he's going to go into the end zone, but he may have gotten a little help along the way. This one's coming back. So holding is the call, and take that touchdown off the board. On 2nd down, it's Daniels. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
Good drive now faces a tough conversion. It is 3rd and long. 3rd and goal. It's Daniels. And this is too far over the end line. It's incomplete.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike. And I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
Gay's kick is good. And the Commanders will extend to a 10-0 lead.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
So the lead is now 10-0 as this kicks away. Washington now to return it. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Dolphins offense ready for this next possession. And nothing doing from the offense just yet. Down 10-0 as they come up with 1st and 10. Hill brought in motion. A play fake. Now 2 to throw. Down the field, he's got Washington. And out of bounds he goes, just shy of midfield. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down.
Throwing with anticipation, it not only requires the confidence in both your accuracy and the timing, but it also forces the receiver to be on time and where the quarterback expects you to be. And this is one of those examples, man. When those two things are on point, it results in a first down.
He'll tuck it and take off. And Tua very wisely hits the deck after picking up the first down. Wow, they are moving the ball to start this drive. 21 on that play.
This is an element to his game that we don't necessarily spend a lot of time talking about. He's not known as a traditional runner at the quarterback position. But when he has some space like he had here, he is more than capable of not only converting first downs, but picking up big chunk plays.
And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up second down. They'll stay on the ground with Achane. And he's going to pick up the first down. He'll get down to the 15-yard line. Now it's Tua. Now a screen set up for Achane. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Second down and 8. Tua gonna give it to Achane. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
A corner who is not only a good tackler, Mike, but a willing tackler can be a huge asset to any defense. So often they get a bad rap. They're considered just pass defenders. They want to run around. But for a guy to be able to come up and force the run and keep this to no gain, man, that makes a big difference on any defense.
Throwing on third down, Tungo Vailoa. To the left side, in the hands of Hill.
You know, I think what stands out most here about this completion, Mike, is just how fast the quarterback was able to get that ball up and down. He got that ball into the hands of his receiver quickly and able to pick up a nice gain.
They can still pick up a first down here, and they'll line up to go for it on fourth down. They snap it to Tua. That's hauled in at the 2. And they will get the conversion. He's tackled down near the goal line, so it's not a touchdown, but it will be first and goal.
Say what you want about this group, Mike, but they certainly aren't scared. I mean, not only to go for it on fourth down, but the quarterback decides to throw that ball into double coverage and somehow still resulted in them being able to extend this drive.
Here's Achane. No, he's not going to get in. In fact, they've shoved him backwards.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
One more time, it's Achane. Good blocking, and he's in. Devon Achane. Touchdown, Miami. Jason Sanders on for the point after. The kick is good. And the Dolphins are on the board. It's 10-7. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Here comes the Washington offense now. They get set to take over. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. That's caught downfield. McLaurin brings it in. That's good for 27 and a 1st down.
Zone route running, Mike, is very simple. Once you come off the line of scrimmage after the ball is snapped and you know it's zone coverage, as long as it's sort of in the area the quarterback expects you to be, my rule was just run where they're not, and when he throws it, catch it.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They run over center with Robinson. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Well, there's not a whole lot of fancy going on here, Mike. This is just kind of old school, line up and run smash mouth football. It's exactly what they did, but it still ends up in a big gain, and he picks up the 1st down.
They'll give it to Eckler on the option. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Nice combination of vision, patience, and speed by the running back here. The vision to see the hole, the patience to let the blocks unfold, and then the speed to hit it and pick up a nice gain.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Man in motion is Brown. On 1st down, it's Robinson. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. They motion the slot man left. This drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 1st and goal for his team. Off the bootleg, here's Daniels. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
Just seems like another case of predetermining where the quarterback is going to go with the ball. He had a lot of good route options on that last concept. I think if he just remains a little bit more patient, read the play out, let it unfold, will lead to some easier and better completions.
Daniels to throw on 2nd down. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You can feel them starting to press a little bit, especially with this passing game. They find themselves so close to the end zone, they got to get it over the goal line. You got to be a little bit more accurate. You got to be a little bit smarter with the ball. And right now, the timing, the spacing, it's just not matching up.
On 3rd down, they'll throw with Daniels. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
You can see the receiver. He's pleading his case to the refs. But from our perspective, Mike, I think it's pretty clear. He was not in bounds. I don't blame him for trying. If I was in his situation, I'm doing the exact same thing.
Matt Gay coming on for this field goal try. This about as short as you can get. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Commanders add on to their lead.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in first and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
Washington now to return it. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Devon Achane ready to take the field with the rest of his Miami offensive teammates. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. That's taken in by Achane. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
From the gun, here's Tua. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down. A shotgun snap for Tua. He's got the hook up there to Waddle. That's his 3rd catch of this first half and good enough for a first down.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
Off the bootleg, here's Tua. And he finds Tyreek. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. A run up the middle with Achane, and he'll have enough to move the chains. He'll take this forward for about 3 yards. Man in motion here is Washington. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. He makes one man miss, but stop quickly as they hold him to a gain of 1. Two minutes to go here till halftime. We'll be back just outside the nation's capital after this. Here's a 2nd and 9. Tua gonna throw. That is caught left side by Waddle. He'll be brought down. It was a nice pickup, but a penalty flag on the play. Early indications of a hold. Austin Jackson, the former first-rounder, guilty there. Here's Tua. He's going to look deep for Tyreek. That one knocked away. It is incomplete. Very good job defensively. Stayed right with him and will bring up third down.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
On third down, they'll go with Achane.
This is a spot you just love to be in as a defensive player. I mean, you've got him backed up so far, you're not really fearing any play call, let alone a run. Sit a couple guys back, keep the ball from being thrown over your head. Everybody else track the ball, comes up well short.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. The Commanders' offense ready to get back at it. They work with a 6-point advantage as they start this drive on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. He keeps it himself. The Commanders will signal for the first of their timeouts. Clock stops with a little under a minute to go in this second quarter. So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. When that defender's bearing down, you really get a good idea what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
And they get to him and finally bring him down. It will go down as a sack.
This is where the playmaking ability almost can be a detriment to a running quarterback. They have such confidence in their ability to keep plays alive with their legs that sometimes they hold it just a little bit too long, thinking they can make the next big play, and good job by the defenders tracking him down and took him down for a loss.
And that is incomplete.
And the success of this play, Mike, all comes down to the timing of the defender. You get there a little bit too early, you risk pass interference. You get there a little too late, it's a big pass completion. Timing your hand and playing through the ball is something they work on with these defenders all the time, and next time they throw the ball downfield, I wouldn't be surprised if they target somebody else.
A fair catch taken here, and it's going to come right at the 15-yard line. The Dolphins offense and running back Devon Achane set to go to work once more. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. The deficit, 6 points. So a touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. So we've hit halftime here in the home team. The Commanders are out on top. As we'll head down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Mike, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our halftime report. It was a solid first half of football for the Alabama man, Brian Robinson. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. I like we're going to play a big role in who wins this one. Austin Eckler now to return. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Commanders offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They'll begin with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. And he'll work this forward to the 35. Play is made on defense by Jordan Brooks. They face 2nd down and 7. They'll go again with Robinson. And the D closes quickly. He's stopped after a gain of a yard. Play is made on defense by Jordan Brooks. Backfield empties. 5 receivers in the formation for 3rd down and 5. From the shotgun on 3rd down, Daniels. That's caught! And out of bounds but in business. They're going to have it first and goal inside the 5. A big play there for Washington. That gains an even 60 yards.
I really like the rhythm that this offense has found. I mean, that third down, that wasn't a layup by any means, but they made it look easy. Everybody was exactly where they needed to be. The quarterback did a nice job working through his progression, saying, okay, I understand this is zone defense. I understand where the limitations of the coverage are. I'm going to get to that spot on the field as fast as I can, deliver the ball, pick up the first down.
And he will fight his way to the end zone. Jaden Daniels. Touchdown, Washington. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
The offense will stay out there as they will line up and go for 2. To throw is Daniels. This is caught. He's got it. And they tack 2 more onto their lead.
Everything's about matchups, especially down here this close to the goal line. I think my guy's better than your guy. I'm going to put him in a position to have success, throw it up to him, and let him do the rest.
So, after the touchdown, here's Gabe to kick this one away. Washington now to return it. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Dolphins offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. That one incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
On the ground is H.A. The ball's out. The Commanders come up with it.
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it really just goes back to the fundamentals of how they're taught to carry the ball. And they talk about the points of pressure. And the biggest thing really, Mike, is you want the front tip of the ball, the part where your fingers cover, to always be higher than the back tip of the ball. So often you see that front tip go down, and it makes it so much easier for that defender to kind of rake it out. So you want pressure against the outside of the ball, both tips, the inside of the ball, and then keep that front point up.
They run this straight ahead with Eckler. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. They'll run. He'll try the left side now. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here.
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
3rd and 5. Throwing now. Daniels. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense, like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept.
This one intercepted. Picked off by Kader Tohu. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here at their own 6.
So you find yourself entering the red zone. Mike, it's hard to not start envisioning scoring a touchdown. Well, that interception, it changes everything. This is a huge missed opportunity. You have to capitalize and find a way to hang 6 on the defense.
The visitors' offense and their running back set to go once more. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start 1st and 10. On the ground to start the drive, it's Achane. And not much space there, only up to about the 8. Throwing is Tua. This one complete to Washington. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Now Tua. He's going to take a shot down the field. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. 3rd down stop sets up 4th down.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the 3rd quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Commanders' offense and Jaden Daniels ready to take over once more. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
Now, so far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
He's got his man downfield. It's Deebo. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
Mike, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. The easiest down to throw the ball in the NFL is 1st down. I hate when teams wait till later in the possession to throw the ball. So early 1st down completion, you're on the plus side of the field. Now you're thinking strike, touchdown, field goal. But either way, I'm coming away with points.
Eckler now on 1st and 10. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Patience is a great quality of a running back. You have to wait for holes and gaps to develop. But in this case, Mike, he just kept waiting, and nothing ended up happening. No gain.
On 2nd down, it's a run with Robinson. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
The 3-4 defense, Mike, is predicated on the big man over the center, the nose tackle. He's big, he's strong, he takes up the entire middle of the defense, and that's exactly what we just saw on that play. He makes the stop for no gain.
Here's a 3rd and 10. Daniels now going to look to throw. He's got it inside the 5. And he will score. Zach Ertz. Touchdown, Commanders.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. 2 guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and That's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
Gay to add the PAT. He's got it. And the Commanders will extend this third quarter lead. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. Washington now to return it. Now an opening past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. Out comes Miami and the offense to get started on their next drive. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on first down. And that's going to get closed up quickly. He'll get only to the 37. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Tua. That's to the outside. He's got Smith. And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the first down marker, but it is a pickup of 9. Third and a yard. They run out of the gun and tag on a reverse. And he's not going to get the first down. They met him, brought him down in the backfield on 3rd and short.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking first down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
Punt team headed out for the Dolphins. Austin Eckler and the rest of the Commanders' offense back out onto the field. They've definitely outplayed their opponents to this point in the third quarter. They might be looking to grind out some first downs and chew up some valuable time on the clock. A give, and here comes Robinson. And he'll work his way forward to about the 21. Off the play fake, here's Daniels. This one's going to be taken in over the middle. Nice gain here. He's going to be marked down at the 35-yard line.
Rookie to rookie right there, Mike. And I'll tell you what, they've got some really good young pieces on this roster.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. On the give, it's Robinson. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
It's too early at this point, Mike, to really start thinking about the clock. You definitely don't want to go into a shell. But now this is the point in the game where having a good ground game really starts to take over. You throw to get the lead, but man, once you get it, that ground game, that's what finishes the game off.
Now, a handoff to Eckler. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. Open man downfield is Brown. And they're going to get this ball down to the 20-yard line.
And this offense is now really on the move, Mike, and it's the passing game that's leading the way. They've been able to march their way downfield thanks to this aerial attack, so don't expect them to go to the ground game anytime soon. If I'm this play caller, I'm continuing to lead on this not only in this drive, but probably for the rest of this game.
He'll get this out to the left flat. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Here's Daniels. That is caught back corner of the end zone. John Bates. Touchdown, Washington. Greg, they have such a knack. It's like they're on the same page. The quarterback almost feels like, well, when you were playing, you know where that guy's going to be in the end zone.
Yeah, we used to have a saying, Mike, we say we don't run routes like they're lines on a piece of paper, and especially against zone coverage. Down here in the red zone, the rule is if you're open, stay open. Don't run past an open zone to get covered. That's exactly what this tight end does here. Friendly target, ball on time, touchdown.
The extra point by Gay is good. And the Commanders are going to extend their lead. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. Washington now to return it. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. And that's where the offense will take the field. The visitors' offense back onto the field for their next possession. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down. Hill brought in motion. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. That's taken in left side by Smith. And he's going to be run out after a gain of about 6, but that'll be good enough for a 1st down.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the 1st down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the 1st down.
Hill brought in motion. Tua going to give it to Achane. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. So, 3 quarters now in the books. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. From the gun, here's Tua. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Anytime you see a receiver at this level miss a ball that easy, it's just concentration. They just take it for granted. All of a sudden, they're thinking about what their next move is or what they're going to do after the catch. And instead of just focusing on first things first, secure the catch, put the ball away, then become a runner. Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
Hill brought in motion. Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. He's got his man. It's Hill. And he is out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 40-yard line. They get the conversion with a gain of 22. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. To the air again, Tagovailoa. That's to the left side and taken in by Smith. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
You know, it's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the 4th quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive? I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical.
They'll fake the handoff. Now, Tua. Now a deep ball toward the end zone. Jalen Waddle, the intended target, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
You have to come down with those opportunities. You're not going to get your hands on the ball very often as a defensive player. And when you do, let alone in the end zone, those are plays you just have to make.
Throwing again, it's Tua. They'll set up the receiver screen with Waddle. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
In a lot of offenses, Mike, these quick passes to the wide receivers really fall under the run category. Of course, they're going to go down as a forward pass, but to a lot of offensive coordinators in the league, it's a lot easier to pick up 1st and 2nd down yardage on these quicks than it is to turn around and hand it off to your running back and count on blocking everybody.
A run out of the gun with Achane. And that call will not get it done. The defense ready, stopping him behind the line of scrimmage. It sets up 4th down.
Just feels like this has been the story of the day for this offense. Just unable to get anything going on the ground, and a big reason they find themselves trailing and another loss of yards.
The offense staying out there for this 4th down. In motion, it's Waddle. They snap it to Tua. And he cannot get the throw off. He's going to be sacked. And they will turn it over on downs.
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And as we take you through some of the highlights so far, you're going to see a lot of passing yards. He has carved up this defense over 300 yards passing in the game and has been sharp right from the start. Set to go now on 1st and 10. The drive starts with a carry by Eckler. And he'll get this only up to about the 33-yard line. It's a give up the middle to Robinson. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it. Here comes 3rd and 6. Another run here for Robinson. This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
Number 1 rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
The Commanders set to kick this one away. And he's on to punt for just the 2nd time in this game. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The visitors' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass you say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up second down.
Unfortunately, Mike, over my career, I've been in this guy's shoes plenty of times, probably more than I wish to admit. You take your eyes off the ball. You think about becoming a runner before securing the catch, and when you do that, you end up watching the ball fall to the ground.
And he's going to be taken down at the 37.
It's no secret this day has been a rough outing all around, so at this stage of the game, really no choice but to remain aggressive and just try to find something positive on a day where there's been a lot of negative.
Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete, but pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Again, it's Tua. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. Tua to throw again. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be third down.
As a pass rusher, you don't always need to record a sack to make your presence felt. Creating pressure, move the quarterback, affect his timing. Those are all different ways to take pressure off your coverage unit.
This throw right side is caught by Hill. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45.
I think they're going to have to be more creative here on the back end with the types of coverages they show this quarterback. Change the look pre-snap to post-snap. Mix in zone, mix in man. They got to make it more challenging on the quarterback going forward.
On first down, here's Tagovailoa to throw. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag is down. Let's see who they got. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. A shotgun snap for Tua. That's over the middle, but it's incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Back to throw is Tua. He'll look middle here. It's caught by Hill. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down. Now Tua. He's got the hook up there to Waddle. It'll be a pickup of 10. First down, Miami. Tua gonna throw. Now he'll run. And Tua very wisely hits the deck after picking up the first down. It's a first down and a gain of 13.
This has been a great drive and mostly at the hands of the man with the ball there. He thought about pulling the trigger on that one, thought better of it, decides to take off with his legs, and now he's going to have 1st and goal.
Here's Achane. He is in. Devon Achane. Touchdown, Dolphins. That is second touchdown of the afternoon. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. At least a little payoff with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
Now Sanders on for the extra point. His kick is good, and the Dolphins are able to edge a bit closer. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. Here's Eckler on the return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The home team's offense ready to take over once more. As we look back at some of the highlights of this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming from the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the defense apart.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to say it. It hasn't necessarily been just a bunch of deep shots, a bunch of explosives. It's been more methodical. It's been precise. They've really been all over their execution, and this is about as close to a complete performance as you're going to see from any offense throughout the course of this season.
And a short pickup to about the 30. Second down and 8. Now Robinson. And he'll get close to the marker. A nice run, probably a yard short of that first down.
Very positive returns on that run. I mean, really, the only thing not to like is that they weren't able to move the chains. But you know what? The way he ran there, I think they go right back to him and see if he has even a bigger carry in him.
They'll try to run for it with Robinson. And he'll convert, picking up the first down at the 46-yard line. On the handoff, it's Robinson. And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's second down.
Sometimes you run all those big bodies out there, you kind of tip your hand. I always love going big jumbo personnel for a play action. In this case, they keep the ball on the ground. The defense knew it was coming, and they suffer a loss.
That's McLaurin open on the left side. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down. On third down, they'll throw with Daniels. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down.
I think this defense is wondering where some of these missed throws were earlier in the game. I mean, for a while, it seemed like everything the offense did hit. And after that last incomplete pass, although this game's all but over, this defense will certainly take it.
And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Dolphins offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Now it's Tua. To the left side, in the hands of Hill. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
That's caught on the right side by Waddle. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. Here's Tua. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And Tua very wisely hits the deck after picking up the first down.
That's such a deflating feeling for a defense here on 3rd and short. They've got great coverage, but they don't account for the quarterback picking it up with his legs. It's exactly what he's able to do here on the scramble. Fresh set of downs.
This one complete to Washington. Throwing is Tua. That's going to be incomplete. They cannot hook up there. And that takes us to the 2-minute warning. You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. Man in motion here is Washington. Tua now on 3rd down. He's going to air this one out, looking for Hill. That is incomplete. And here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
He's just unable to secure the catch through the contact, and really nice job timing that hit up by the defense. And at this point, all you can do is get up, get back in the huddle, and hope your quarterback gives you another shot.
And he will have a Dolphins first down as they wind up getting 13 on 4th down. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Here's 2nd and 2. From the gun, here's Tua. Throwing right, it's taken in, and that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9. Tua. That's over the middle and caught by Smith. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point. And now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this...
And this is going to be a touchdown. It's too little too late. They do get a bit closer as they score here in the final minute of play. Sanders here for the extra point. It's up, and through. And the Dolphins back within a couple of scores. It's 35-21. This one not quite over, but down a couple of scores. We're going to get an onside kick.
That's a big risk in this situation here, Mike. They're hoping to catch them by surprise, but now when you fail, the other team is able to not only have a short field, they got a chance to extend their lead.
The Commanders' offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. The Dolphins going to use their final timeout here, and they stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So it's a win here for the Commanders. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. And that was the difference in this one. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Commanders are winners as we say so long from just outside our nation's capital.